Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There are a lot of gurus now speaking on YouTube, and very famous gurus, some not so famous gurus, but they're all speaking about spirituality. But anybody who has read Srila Prabhupada and his books, Srila Prabhupada who started movement Iskcon in America, Srila Prabhupada is very different guru from all other gurus who are in India and also preaching internationally. Right at that time, Srila Prabhupada started his movement in 1960s in America, and he started his movement in New York. So his style of preaching was very, very different from the style of preaching of his contemporary gurus at that time and the gurus which are coming now. In fact, he was the only guru, the only spiritual master who spoke about God. Now this might seem very odd to you because you might think everybody is speaking about God, but that's not true. Srila Prabhupada started this movement in 1960s, and people were suggesting him to name this movement as God Consciousness. But on the contrary, Srila Prabhupada, he said, well, God Consciousness is not it's a very abstract term, God. We'll name this movement as Krishna Consciousness. He said, if people will not know who God is, then what's the point of this movement all about? Now, in contrast to Srila Prabhupada, you can see other gurus who are preaching now. They don't, first of all, they don't use the word God at all. Nobody uses the word God at all. Even if they use it, it's very sparse. Most of them will use the word divine light, or maybe they'll speak about peace, calm, kind and happiness, or they'll speak about something about inner space, and then self-confidence, willpower, something like this, very, very abstract, connect with that supreme, but they will not use the word God because they think that using the word God will annoy their audience. That's put it plain and simple. But Srila Prabhupada used the word God. Not only God, Prabhupada said God is Krishna. He named him. That's very unique about Srila Prabhupada, which is not to be found in any other guru who are preaching nowadays, who are very famous on YouTube, etc. Srila Prabhupada also said, I think in one of the interviews with Srila Prabhupada said that I am the only guru who have come to the West who speaks against materialistic civilization. Prabhupada said, there is absolutely no guru, no spiritual teacher who went to the West and he was speaking against them. Srila Prabhupada spoke against them. Srila Prabhupada said, this society of the West, it's like cats and dogs. This society is a rotten society. This society has no values. He was just speaking left and right against that society, that materialistic society. He was not against people of that society. He went to help those people. He was against the materialistic outlook of that society. Now, that was Srila Prabhupada. That was very unique. In fact, when Srila Prabhupada went, there was a mass-scale hippie movement all around America, and it was also expanding throughout the Europe. People were hippies, as you know what hippies are. If you don't know, you can just Google. Hippies means they just reject society. They are on drugs, sex, that's all. Punk music, all these things were hippies. So hippies at that time, they liked very much Mayavadis, yogis. This is what hippies they like. They like to hear about we are God, everyone is the same, and powers and all these things. But then Srila Prabhupada went, and Srila Prabhupada said, first of all, try to understand you are not God. He just spoke straightforward and he said God is Krishna. So, of course, there are many differences between Srila Prabhupada and every other gurus. On one side there's Prabhupada, on the other side they're all spiritual teachers of this world, and Srila Prabhupada will be unique and much special than all of them. Of course, that's true. But this is one difference, one very unique difference between Srila Prabhupada and all these bogus gurus, for example. They make everything abstract. Srila Prabhupada made everything absolutely clear. In fact, in so many room conversations, in so many conversations, and in colleges and with strangers and like that, people were trying to make the subject matter abstract, and Srila Prabhupada, right on the spot, he cut them and he made the matter absolutely clear. Krishna is God. That's what he said. In fact, even these gurus now, the present gurus, they might be using the word God here and there, and you might say, well, they're speaking about God, but no. They use the word God to, so even if they use the word God, they use it to increase the sense gratification, the enjoying propensity of people. They say God is nice. If you love God, then your interpersonal relationship will become good. You will become happy in life. They never use the word God with the concept of service. That is another uniqueness of Srila Prabhupada. He said, well, God is Krishna and you have to serve Him. Don't try to enjoy God. Try to serve Him, and in that service there is enjoyment. That's another thing. But nobody, you can see on YouTube and Google, nobody is speaking about serving God. They might be saying, okay, God, connect with God and you will be happy. That's all, that's much. You will be successful in life. So it's all bogus. This is the difference between Srila Prabhupada and all other gurus. In fact, the scriptures are very clear. If you want to identify who is a true guru, who is a false or fake guru, this is one simple test. A true guru will always speak about God, who is God, and we have to serve Him. This will be subject matter throughout. It will be clear, crystal clear words, defined, and not at all abstract. That's a true guru. True guru will never flatter his audience, will never speak according to his audience. He will speak according to scriptures and he will speak truth. That's a true guru. So that is Srila Prabhupada, and we are very fortunate to be connected with Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.